There we go. And before you begin, I just want to introduce you here.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming in today to our ADEQ with Shahrzad Badvipour.
Yes.
Just want to let you know I am Jerry Wiley, supervisor at Litchfield Elementary School District. TAA would like to give a special thanks to our 2020 conference sponsors, ADEQ, Auto Safety House, Brown Ability, Canyon State Bus Sales, Cummins Engines, REI, RWC Group, and the Trust. Their support for this year's virtual platform has allowed us to stand by our commitment to present student transportation information and relevant content to all members. One, thank you again, and I'm going to turn it over to Shahrzad.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for attending my talk. And basically, I'm sorry that we are starting a little bit late, but I will go quickly through the slides. As I said, thank you, Wiley, for introducing me. I am a project manager at Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. And this is one of the programs that we initially started back last year in April. And interestingly, we have started with attending TAA. Let's start at the beginning with a common definition of the word idling. The common places that we anticipate the idling may occur, and why do we idle in the first place? The common idling, basically idling in a very common term means when an engine is running, but the vehicle is not moving. So it's basically not moving forward or backward. And the common idling places, or the common places that the idling may occur, is for specifically for school district, and when it comes to school bus, is during a school day, field trips, sporting events, and when it at the drop-off and pick-up location. And why do we idle? And idling can be very much out of habit, or sometimes is misconceptions. But it is also important to understand this common reason may also be tied to comfort. When the temperature is so high, the bus driver is actually trying to make sure the cabin is cool. So many of this reason is happening for different situation and reason. And we also, the last two habitual misconceptions are the one we actually want to focus our efforts towards without compromising comfort. So I thought I should point out at the beginning that why actually they happen and why they happen, and how we look at the reasons from our perspective. Basically, diesel exhaust or gasoline exhaust, they're from idling motor vehicles, and in this specific example, school buses, are major source of air pollution and directly tied to harmful emissions. And we are particularly concerned about two of them: ozone and particulate matter. And I think here is a good opportunity to talk briefly about good ozone and a bad ozone. So when we talk about the ozone, which is bad, we're talking about the ground level ozone. And it is one of the pollutants of concern. And as I said, we usually call it bad ozone. And when we should distinguish them, it's from the good ozone. Good ozone is what is actually occurs in the upper atmosphere and forms a layer that protects us from the sun's harmful rays, such as ultraviolet. However, bad ozone is created as a result of a reaction of organic volatile organic carbons and also nitrogen oxides. And as I said, they are as a result of emission from the exhaust of the vehicles. Particulate matters are a little bit complex mixture of small particles and liquid droplets that can be found in air, and we can also find them in exhaust from the vehicles as well. But why do we care about these two specific pollutants? Well, ozone and particulate matters can harm people with asthma, heart, lung disease, and then especially older adults, pregnant women, children, including teenagers and small children, also who are active during the day outside may be very susceptible to the harmful emissions as a result of ozone particulate matter. And when ozone or particulate pollution is at high and enough concentration at longer periods of time, they may irritate your eyes, nose, throat, may make it difficult for you to breathe, make asthma and other respiratory symptoms worse, and affect the development and function of children's lungs. That's why we really care about the sensitive populations such as kids. It can also affect your heart and even can compromise the health of the adults who are actually healthy and do not show any symptoms. And why does it matter now more than ever? And I understand everyone is, especially school districts, are trying to figure out what measures they should be placing in the time of COVID-19. And we also want to emphasize that the importance of pay attention to idling is not becoming less. And the reason is that any air pollution can worsen the respiratory health. And especially patients with asthma and other lung diseases, can be children as well, they may be very susceptible towards COVID-19. So it was always important to us and for you, as I know, and it has become more important under the circumstances that we are basically experiencing. Okay. Excuse me, I make sure I can, switch. So here we have a very cool video I want to share with you, and I also want to use that video to communicate this message that why school and why school districts are more important for us along other public and communities. So let me play this video. So bear with me, and I'm sure you will enjoy the video. 1 second, sorry. Not sure. Okay, here was a cool video that we worked on last year. I hope you enjoy watching it, and we have the same video on our website, which I will take you through that. All right. So one of the reasons that I wanted to also share the video with you is that emphasize that sometimes there's a misconception between bus drivers and even schools that, well, the idling might be very small and minor thing alongside with everything else that is going on with the schools. And I understand, and this is more than ever something we have been paying attention to. But that the video was basically trying to emphasize that even one bus can, when they take an action, and the accumulation of all the buses together in school districts, when one bus matters and all the other fleets and 50 and 100 bus matters even more. And that's why it makes it more important to look at idling as an important matter, and also a low-hanging fruit can help with protecting your health and improving air quality, and now protecting the health against other diseases and pandemic that's going on. And this brings us to this slide, and where I would like to talk about idle reduction program and the efforts that is being going on at ADEQ. This slide, the title, as you can see, talks about idle reduction, and is truly focusing on reducing pollutants, illnesses, and also costs. And then, therefore, we wanted to create a public-facing program to help school district with the guidelines, best practices, in order to help them to put process in place at their location to basically increase the air quality and protect health and also save costs. Therefore, at ADEQ, our mission is also protecting health and improving air quality, but we also want to mention that helping you to take a notice at the cost reduction elements that idle reduction program or any efforts can bring is also important for us as well. Okay, and here I have a preview of a table that I would like to show you, and it's basically emphasize on how idling can be a low-hanging fruit, and over times and over days and by the number of buses, it becomes more and more important. Yes, every 5 minutes of idling maybe in a day may not be so much, but in reducing it, but over time, the amount of fuel that you've been saving, and for every bus and complete perspective for your entire fleet is actually can be significant, and then save money for you for the places that you may need more later. I also wanted to give you a history of what we have done and how we got here. It was basically a very busy year for us, and we started revamping an idle reduction program that ADEQ worked on before many years ago. And but from the very, very beginning, we wanted to hear from you, from expert subject matters, such as basically transportation supervisors and directors who are actually knows about why idling happens and where it happens, and more than us are basically known, the problem is known to them than us. But the bulk of our effort actually started with attending in TAA last year. We came to Flagstaff, and TAA generously provided us with a booth. And we came to know a lot of people. We learned more about the idling. We met a lot of bus drivers and supervisors, and it was a very, very interesting and a great opportunity for us to meet each one of you and make us believe that this is what we should be doing and focus on efforts in the next few months. And after coming back from TAA, we also had some other plans in place. We had, with the help of TAA, we conducted an online survey. We wanted to know what you want from an idle reduction program. What does idle reduction program means to you? What your efforts should be focusing on, and more importantly, how we can help you basically achieve your goals. And we learned and we collected some results, and we tried to tailor our approach towards building a toolkit which provides information and also basically prompts that help decision makers such as yourself in school district to basically focus on their efforts on problems such as idling. And therefore we start creating those focus group. And again, our main participant and audience has been supervisors and transportation director from the very beginning. And one of the things we actually did was conducting a pilot. With the help of supervisors, we built a toolkit, and we, between February and March this year, before the pandemic hit, we were lucky to basically work with the supervisor to build a toolkit, and then they actually review and assess and provide us with the feedback that we needed. And our intent from the very beginning was to build something that fits your business operation. When we always knew that idling is like other things that happens in school districts, might be very, very specific. So with that important point in mind, we start the process of a toolkit. I think here is a very, very good opportunity. I would like to give my special thanks for the focus group that helped us from the very beginning, and also the people that I met and reviewed the toolkit and provided their help. So I thank you to Scottsdale Unified School District, Yuma School District, Phoenix Union School District, Chandler Unified School District, and Queen Creek Unified School District as well. And I also a special thanks to Litchfield School District as well, and Tommy that helped us during the meeting for the focus group, that provided lots of ideas and help with the basically wrapping up the results of the pilot. And we, as I said, we're going to go through the toolkit a little bit, but I also wanted to share my accomplishments here with all of you, that these are the things we are proud of, but it would have not been possible without you. We have done extensive voice of customer, meaning that the program and the toolkit has been 100% co-created with you. You provide us with the feedback, you attended my calls, you helped me brainstorm, and that really helped us build a better toolkit. And also, as I said, the toolkit basically is developed with the customer input. And we did the pilot test with the toolkit and modification. And excuse me, we also developed a web page and web messaging where those toolkits is also uploaded to our web page. With that being said, I would like to take some time, and if I can share our website with you, and then we can take a look at it. So I may have to stop sharing the current, so I can share my other page. Okay, looks like. Please let me know you can see the web page. Is that a yes? Okay, perfect. So if you type and Google IDA reduction program, ADEQ, this page should pop up very quickly. And this is a web page that we are proud of and we worked on. And this web page is basically hosting all the information that we talked about. And we have provided some informative and preliminary information.
You're sharing your notes, not the slide, not the website.
Thank you. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Heather. Okay. Is that?
You're good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Heather. So as I was saying, we actually developed a web page where we host the information, and then as you can see, the video that I just showed you a few minutes ago, it's here. And one of the reasons we actually wanted to develop a video was for you, the supervisors and directors, to share with your bus driver, and just the tool to another toolkit to help and educate the bus drivers on the importance of idling. And basically, one school bus may not make the dent, but entire fleet for the entire school year can make a lot of help to cut the emission, also to cut the costs. If you browse on the sidebar, you can see a link says idle reduction toolkit. I will click on it. And as you can see on the web page here, here where the toolkit materials starts. So this, as I said, this information is help you adopt and program an effort regarding idle reduction. And the toolkit materials are consist of a transportation guideline. And this transportation guideline was one of the things that we heard a lot during our Voice of Customer from you, that you think having a template to help supervisors basically identify what and who and where would be very helpful. At this point, I will go back and switch to my presentation, which I have information summary as well there. However, I want to take the time to show you where the website is, and you can find all the information on our website, and all this link can be clicked on and view and download, and some of them are in PowerPoints. I'm going to talk to you about the different formats, and also some of them are in Word or PDF as well. And down here also talk about how you actually can launch a new program. With that being said, I will switch back to my PowerPoint. Okay. All right. So we talked about a transportation guideline, and specifically having a transportation guideline was important for us, and we heard it from the Voice of Customer that we need something to use as a template so we can communicate and basically say, somewhere say, who does the idle reduction apply to, basically, and when it takes place, and have everything in one place so we can better communicate with, sorry, let me switch quickly. That was better. Sorry, why the presentation comes.
Is that the one you're looking for?
Yeah, I'm trying to put in a presentation mode, but for some reason it does not help. Okay. All right, so the transportation guidelines, we, as I said, it should be, it has been basically focused on, this is just a template, and is just a beginner templates for you to edit and tailor to your specific needs. Therefore, it is important to be focusing on facts, be clear about, for example, when the idling is taking place, identify your audience, who does this apply to. I know you have different type of drivers in the school district. They're not all bus drivers. So it is up to you how you specify those audience, but we have provided you with the prompts in those templates to help you understand that. Define their circumstances, and I know that there are different specific needs of where and your buses can actually do at a drop-off or pickup location. So we would like to help you and basically encourage you to identify those in the template. We have also provided two PowerPoints or basically slides. And this is, again, one of the other things that came from the Voice of Customer, that although I know that the bus driver get a lot of training on safety and then other basically training specific to drivers, how to drive a school bus and certification. But I know that idle reduction may come as in passing, and we thought maybe we can help you by providing slides and information to have basic information to communicate with your bus driver. So make it easier for you to provide those training and education. And And that's basically the slides are categorized into informative and which are we recommend for your training and passing on technical information, education. And those slides are just giving you the beginning information. I'm sure for specific needs of your school, you may want to add more information. And so there are also another document as a handout and also a slide as best practices. One of the reasons we were very interested in the beginning is I know every school district have their way of applying idle reduction or some way of reducing it. So, and we would like to learn from you about this best practices. So we also think that best practice should be captured and shared with others. So this is another focus of our efforts into be a repository of information for you where you can talk about your best practices to us. Another toolkit is we thought, well, if you want to broadcast that you are doing an idle reduction program or any type of idle reduction efforts, you may not call it a program, but you are doing something. And we thought having a poster can basically help you share that message easier. So we have built you a poster which you can use, and if you want to announce your efforts, that will be a good place to start, and you can use it in the common places that everybody can see. And it has some of the good messages that we think will attract some attention. So as you also was pointed out on the website, there is something that we think will be very helpful for you to, okay, now we have provided with a toolkit. So we have heard from you, you have helped us to create and co-create those toolkits. And now what's the next step? What's the next step for you to basically take action? So download the toolkit that we discussed. This is, I think, the very first action that we anticipate that you may do maybe after this presentation. Go visit our website and basically click on one of those links on the toolkits and download them, save them, and start reading them. And using them after reading and reviewing, and maybe start with putting those things together. If for example, you want to talk about basically your idle reduction effort to your bus driver or start educating them, we have some slides for you. If you want to use some of the communication methods we recommended, such as the poster, you can actually hang them in other places. I guess all I want to say that you have been doing this longer than we came around, so you know how you would like to share the message and educate. We here want to provide you with some tools that make it easier, make your job easier to communicate these messages. And then, as I said, use those messages and those vehicles in your communication, such as maybe you have some email reminders, newsletter, or even sometimes your website to share your efforts with other school district employees. And as I said, our main audience are supervisors and directors who are decision makers in transportation department, and also bus drivers, and also other drivers that work with the transportation supervisors. But your audience can be anyone, can be the principal, superintendent, teachers, and even students. And I know that some of you do have some technology options adapted to monitor idling. Idling may not have been the main reason why you have a GPS. However, GPS systems has provided some good outputs in order to monitor idling. And I know there are other technologies such as automatic shutdown of the buses and other technology that you have been adopting and have been very useful to you. We are not necessarily after specific technology because we know there might be some costs associated, and we are understanding that some school district may not be able to purchase, for example, better buses with a better fuel efficiency or cleaner, or get a GPS units. However, we think that the starting point can be downloading this toolkit, take action, talking to everyone, and then spread the message. And then after that, this is what we hoping to work with you. We would like to hear from you, and you share your success with us. The best practices you think that your neighboring school district might be benefits from it. So we would like to be a center place where we can all talk and learn from each other. And at the end, anything, any achievement, your success is our success, because we both school district and ADEQ idle reduction program is striving for cleaner air, better health, and lower cost. And then what's our next step? We are really launching this program at the various early stage right now, and we are hoping to hear from you. And our next step is focusing on building a calculator. This calculator is another toolkit that we have been focusing on during our Voice of Customer. We heard from some of you that you really think that could be very useful to communicating the impacts or the benefits or the basic disadvantage and the advantage of idle reduction. So having a calculator on our website can really help everyone who's interested about the impact of idling with respect to time, the number of the fleet that they have, and also some of other inputs that we will see fit to know what are the emissions and what are my fuel costs associated with the idling pattern that I have. And I think that will really help supervisors and directors to communicate the information not only to bus drivers, but also to decision makers such as principals and superintendents of their school districts. And I leave it up to you what your next step would be, but I would really like to work with each one of you and all the school districts in the state of Arizona to basically visit our webpage and communicate with us about anything that you have got to share, any question that you have about the using of the toolkit, the purpose, if you need more toolkit and things that you think will benefit us and benefit you in communicating those messages, we are here to help you. Here also I have highlighted my contact information. You can reach me by phone number and during the pandemic, of course, we all working from home, but if you call this number, Yes, I do have a phone, can answer your questions, and also the emails. I'm always my email on my phone, and I would always love to hear from each one of you. Again, thank you so much, TAA, for providing the opportunity for us to be here again this year. This is a great platform and an exciting opportunity for us to learn about what you do and also have an opportunity to share awareness about what we do at ADEQ about idle reduction program. Again, I should say that we know that idling is an outcome of many factors, and there's sometimes limitation about what you can do. We're here to help you with identifying those problems and discussing them, brainstorm, and find a solution. So thank you so much for listening, and I am open for any question that I can help you with.
All right, at this time, we want to go ahead and say that if you have any questions, please type them in for us so we can ask. We got about 5 more minutes to be able to open up the lines for anybody who may have any questions. And while we're waiting on that, if anybody does, we want to still again want to thank everybody. TAA would like to give special thanks to our 2020 conference sponsors, especially ADEQ, Auto Safety House, Brown Ability, Canyon State Bus Sales, Come In Engines, REI, RWC Group, and the Trust. Their support for this year's virtual platform has allowed us to stand by our commitment to present student transportation information and relevant content to all our members. And she left her information up, so in case you need to email her for any more questions or give her a call, make sure that you get this information down, and we definitely will put this information up again. We're going to, since we've recorded this video, we'll have this up again, so you'll have this information. We do have a question. Okay, no questions at this time. So, Shahrzad,
Yes.
really appreciate you coming and sharing your knowledge and your information. Do you have any other comments before we?
No, I just want to again thank you so much for your help, and also I thank you, TAA, for providing this opportunity. And I would really looking forward to hear from school districts on their input about the toolkits. So I'm excited to share and what we have, and can't wait to hear your feedback. So this is a work in progress. This is we want to get better. So with your help, we know we can. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you all. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Yeah, have a wonderful day. Thank you.
All righty.